Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of my DVD collection. So there's still a ton of DVDs, so I'm gonna get right to the point and I'm gonna show you the DVDs. The next movie that I have is Saw Part 1, but the front cover of it got lost, but as you can see, this cover of the little DVD disc gives away basically the ending of Saw, but still I thought Saw 1 was probably the best one in the entire series, along with Saw 2. Saw 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 just began to milk it. They started to milk the series. Saw 7 was the ending of it was something that I seen after Part 3. You gotta really pay attention to the movies, but as I said, if Saw's your thing, I think many of people would agree that Saw 1 and 2 were probably the best ones in the series. 3 is definitely up there. But the next movie I have is Domino. Uh, I don't quite remember this one as much. I mean, I seen it as basically like heads you live, tails you die, basically with Keira Knightley flipping a coin. The movie felt way too weird for me. Now I gotta rewatch it. Next movie I have is Saturday Night Fever. John Travolta back in his old days with the disco. This was a pretty good dancing film. It was nice. The ending was a bit sad for one of his friends, but yeah, it's a good movie. I recommend you guys go watch it. Next movie I have is it's a great kids film, Monsters Inc. It's Randall and Mike Wazowski were probably my favorite ones. This is a cute little movie. I've watched it recently, but this was a great film from back in Pixar. Yeah, I should definitely watch it. It's great for the little kids too. The next movie has Lemony Snicket, A Series of Unfortunate Events. This is a good movie. It goes through 1, 2, and 3. If you guys have read the books, it goes through 1, 2, and 3, all three parts of the movie. But basically, 2 and 3 don't have like their main how part 2 they stayed with their uncle and they go to Peru. That they show that for like a good 15 minutes and then that's it. Same thing with part 3. But this is a good movie for fans. Next movie is National Treasure with Nicolas Cage. This is a good movie too. I'm into history a lot, so to me this was a good history film. I haven't seen National Treasure 2 yet. I know it's been out for a long time already, maybe even 4 years. 4 years I think, 3, but I haven't seen it yet. Next movie I have is Final Destination 3. I thought this was a pretty decent film at this point. By the time this movie came, it just came to they really didn't even care about the story as much. I thought 1 and 2 were probably the way better ones. But I've seen all the Final Destinations and they're really good. Not really good, but I think Part 5 is a great spin on the whole series. And Part 5 is a really good way to kick it back into it. And hopefully they make another good movie like that. Next movie I have Sex and the City. Not my movie, it's my mom's. Never seen it, not into it. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. This was a good movie, especially since I'm a huge fan of the books. I've been reading the books ever since they came out, and I've never seen the new ones that came out, like Deathly Hallows Part 2. Last one I seen was Goblet of Fire, so I really got to get back onto them. Braveheart. This is a good film with Mel Gibson. I thought it was a really good film. It basically describes William Wallace and his Scottish army. It's a history film again, so I really enjoyed it. Next movie is High School Musical. I bought it when it first came out on Disney. I liked the movie when it came out, and then after that I just never watched it again. Next movie is Mean Girls. I've seen this twice. It's pretty funny. It's like a good spin on how high school girls are. So this is when Lindsay Lohan was like sad and everything in her life was going good. And Tina Fey's in there too. I think it's a good film. Final Destination 2. Like I said, I really prefer this one over Part 3 and all the other rest of them. This was a good one. This was a good film. Next movie is Matrix Reloaded. Never seen it. I've only seen the first Matrix. I've never seen Reloaded or Part 3. Again, Final Destination 1. Great film. I really like this one. This was like a great way to, like, this was a new, like, basically the director created something new, and it was a good film. Next is The Marine with John Cena. This was a WWE sponsored film. I thought this was a good movie. Now they have The Marine 2 with John Kennedy or something like that. Not John Kennedy, Mr. Kennedy. My bad, but this is an alright film, action film to get you through like a good hour and a half of your day. Next movie is Empire. Never seen this movie, but John Leguizamo's in it, and I really liked him in Land of the Dead, so I'll give this a watch. Next movie is Ice Age. This is a good film too. I've never seen Ice Age 2 yet or 3, but I remember scrapping my favorite and The Sloth, played again by John Leguizamo. This is a good film. Face Off with John Travolta and Nicolas Cage. This is a good film on how they like switch like faces and stuff like that. This was a good film. I recommend you guys watch. It's more like a sci-fi, I would believe. Next movie is Heat. Haven't seen this recently, so I can't really tell you much about it. American Pie, the very first one. Great film. I really like it. And Nadia, Jim's like internet girlfriend. This was a good film. Definitely humor film. You guys gotta watch it. Bride Wars, once again for the mom. I, Robot with Will Smith, a great film. I thought. I really like this one. It's like about in the future and how robots are gonna be. Great film. I recommend you guys watch it. The Negotiator. This was a good film with Samuel L. Jackson. I really like this film. Next movie is Joseph Hartman. This is a funny movie, as you can see from the box art. It's basically little cockroaches taking over the main character Joe's apartment. This was a good movie. Next movie is Shark Tale. This was a cute little film about fishes with Jack Black. It was a good film overall. I liked it. Dodgeball with Vince Vaughn and Ben Stiller. This was a funny movie too. Comedy. Kept me laughing here and there, so I recommend you guys watch it. One of my favorite comedy movies is The 40-Year-Old Virgin. I really love this movie. This is a funny movie. I recommend everybody to pick it up. This is like basically what was spun off like Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Knocked Up. This is like where it started with Steve Carell. This is a real funny movie. Next movie is Meet the Fockers. This is a good movie too. Ben Stiller's parents, you meet them. They're like a weird kind of couple, but they're pretty funny. Next movie is Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of Black Pearl. This was a good movie. I recommend you guys watch it. I haven't seen part 2 or part 3 yet. I just seen part 1. Next movie I have is Spy Kids 3D. This is such an old movie. I remember watching it out when it first came out. And literally, I still have the very first 3D glasses. These are so old and retro. Like now, it's just like you really don't need these. I mean, this is pretty cool. But yeah, this was a good Spy Kids movie. Now they have Spy Kids 4, which I seen recently, and the two main characters make an appearance as they're older. It's crazy. They've grown so much. Next movie has Depeche Mode, the videos. Not into them. It's more my parents. Next movie is Goodfellas. I've never seen this one, so I can't tell you much. A funny movie that I really enjoyed was the Simpsons movie. I was hearing stories that it took like 10 years in the making, but it was such a funny film. I recommend fans of the series, not even fans of the series, to watch it. It'll have you laughing. It had me laughing. It was a great movie. Next movie is Alien vs. Predator. This was a good film. Seen it in theaters. Had to buy it when it came out on DVD. Now they have like Alien vs. Predator Requiem, which is still old, but this was a really good film. Next is the original Spider-Man, the very first one that came out. This was a really great film, as you can see. The like moment was when they kiss as Spider-Man. It's a good film. I really like it. Next movie is Cheaper by the Dozen. It's a good movie, with family. How hectic it can be with 12 kids. and it really is hectic. Like, I think they nailed the family part perfect, but then again, you got your like kids that like act different. But it was a good film overall. Matrix Revolution, I believe this is part 3. I've never seen it. Mission Impossible 3 with Tom Cruise. This was a good film. Tons of action. I want to see the new one that just came out. Ghost Protocol, I believe that's what it's called, but this is a really good film. Robots, which is a good film. Also, I remember buying this at Best Buy for $10, and this is a good film too. There's this little funny short Aunt Fanny's Tour of Booty right there. This was a good film about robots. I really liked it. Actually, about Pirates of the Caribbean, I do have part 2, but I've never seen it. Dead Man's Chest. I know my brother's seen it. I've never seen it. I can't say much. Next is Independence Day. This was a really good film about aliens, like attacking. Basically, as you can see, this was a really good film, though. I recommend everyone to watch it. That was sci-fi for sure, but it was a good film. I have Daddy Daycare. This was a nice little movie. I remember my mom bought it for me when I was sick, and I seen it, and it just made my day. It was a funny movie overall. I have Office Space. I've seen this movie a long time ago, and I really can't tell you much about it, but I remember it being funny. Jennifer Aniston's in it, and I just remember her and the main character like having a thing, and the boss that wore really big glasses, but I can't tell you much. Next is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. This is the last Harry Potter DVD I own, and this was a good film also, like with the Goblet of Fire games and such. It's a good film. I have to see the new Harry Potters. I have King Kong, the 2-disc editions. This was a great film. I remember watching it in theaters. The first hour was very boring to me, and I wanted to just go to sleep while in the theaters, but my parents told me it's way better. And there's the King Kong and a T-Rex meeting. Just a great game with the main characters, as you can see here. This is a good film. I really love this one. Star Wars 3, Revenge of the Sith. This was a great film too, as Anakin Skywalker turns into Darth Vader, as you can see up there, and the Emperor Palpatine, and Obi-Wan, and Padme. This was just a great film, I thought. Sex and the City 2. My mom's never seen it, can't tell you much. Night at the Roxbury, a funny movie with Doug and Steve Buscemi as brothers. This is basically where the song What Is Love became famous by. This such a great film. I recommend everyone watch it. It had me laughing. The Mummy. This was a good movie too. I haven't seen Mummy 3, but this was a good one. The Shaggy Dog with Tim Allen. Funny movie, can't say much. Buzz Lightyear and Star Command. This was a good film also. The Pink Panther, a funny movie. I really enjoyed this one. Beyonce's in this. And, what's his name? Steve Martin. There you go. I thought this was a funny movie. Next movie, Bridget Jones's Diary. Moms, can't tell you much about it because I've never seen it. Butterfly Effect, never seen it, and I really want to see it, so I might actually watch it after this. And latest movie we got is Cars 2. Cars 2 is a cute little movie. Actually, my brother watches it almost every night. It's a great movie, but that's basically the DVDs that I have. Those are all the DVDs. There's at least 100, I would say. It's one of my biggest collections, and I hope that my games actually become like this big, every single game. But I've seen most of these DVDs and they're really great. I hope to like get back on buying DVDs and purchasing them. But thanks for watching, guys, and stick around for my next video.